How would you like to live in one of the most coveted and premier communities in all of Boise, Idaho? Today I'm going to show you Spurwing, the premier Treasure Valley golf course community here in North Meridian. We're going to do a full community tour, show you a few of the example listings that have been here, but when I tell you that this is one of the best options that you're going to have and something that people always tend to fall in love with, there is no exaggeration today. So let's go ahead and hop into that right now. What's up guys, I'm Chase Dolan and this is Living in Boise, where I show you what it's like to live, work, and play here in the Boise and greater Treasure Valley area. If this is your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. That way you are the first to know everything that there is to know about Boise, Idaho. And I'm also a licensed agent up here in the area, so whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, whatever it is, call, text, email, if there's a way that I can help, I would absolutely love to. But today we're gonna be talking about Spurwing Country Club. So as you can see, right now I'm out here on the golf course. This country club and this community as a whole is one of the most coveted and popular communities that I talk to about people when they're relocating here to the area. It's pretty consistent that people will say, hey, I want to move to Meridian, Eagle, Boise, whatever, and they'll list out a couple of neighborhoods, and Spurwing is almost always on there. Spurwing is a luxury subdivision here in Meridian, Idaho. So we're located in North Meridian. We're out here towards Costco. There's a ton of good shopping, restaurants, everything popping up in this part of town. I talk about this area a lot on my channel. There's actually a full driving tour of all the grocery options and kind of running errands close to Spurwing. So we're just about a few minutes from there. As far as the real estate goes, like I said, this is a luxury subdivision. So the median price in Spurwing is around $820,000, which is really high considering in Meridian, the average sales price, or the median sales price, excuse me, is just around $500,000. So you're gonna be quite a bit higher here in Spurwing. The range is really where we see the diversity. So Spurwing is broken up into all of these different kind of subset communities. There's gonna be Spurwing Heights, Spurwing Greens, you're gonna have the Reserve, you're gonna have the Estates, you're gonna have homes on the rim. There are gonna be some that are called lock and leave kind of properties where you can live in them during the summer months, but if you wanna commute or you wanna travel every winter to Arizona, Florida, whatever you're kind of looking for, you can actually just lock them up and they'll take care of the outside and everything for you. But with this diversity, the lowest priced home that I found here, if you're really looking in Spurwing, you're gonna wanna be pre-approved or at least have cash, whatever your budget needs to be, probably around $800,000 to $900,000. And that's for the low end. That's for some of the more entry-level style homes in this neighborhood. You're gonna find homes all the way up in the $2.5 to $3 million range that are gonna be out on the rim, kind of overlooking all of the foothills, Treasure Valley, everything like that. And again, I just wanna highlight, this is one of the most coveted neighborhoods in all of Boise, and that is not an exaggeration. It comes up a lot with people wanting to live here, and people move here even if they're living just a few minutes away because they want to be in the community, and there's a few reasons for that. Some of the amenities here in the neighborhood are, if you actually live here, a part of your HOA dues, you're actually given a social membership to the country club. Spurwing Country Club is a private premier country club here in Meridian. It has golfing, you're gonna have tennis and pickleball, you're gonna have the pools, you're gonna have an actual clubhouse with a restaurant, all sorts of things that you just don't get in a lot of neighborhoods here. Now, you can get that kind of social membership if you didn't live in the neighborhood, but the fact that it's included in your HOA dues is a huge win and a reason why people really do like to live here. Now, when we're talking about golf, there's actually gonna be 2 golf courses here. You're gonna have your actual championship 18-hole course that you can see that I'm on right now, but you're also gonna have a second 9-hole challenge course. So you're gonna have a total of 27 holes. Again, it's completely private, so only members can actually play on this golf course, which is pretty big here in the valley where a lot of our courses are gonna be public. This is gonna give you access to one of the best golf courses here, and you're gonna be able to get in pretty much whenever you want. Now, I do wanna highlight that golf is not included in that social membership, so you have to purchase the golf on top of it, but if you don't wanna golf, you still get the benefit of all of the other things that the club and the community has to offer as a part of those dues. Hopping back over to the real estate, you're gonna see here in Spurwing, almost all of the homes are gonna be single family style, and a lot of them are gonna be on these massive, bigger estate lots. There's a really big diversity in style. All of them were custom builds at some point when they were created. This community is being developed over the past 20 or so years. So you're gonna have some homes that were built in the early 2000s. You're also gonna have some that are still being built today. So you're gonna find some that are a little bit more that modern aesthetic. You're gonna have really large homes, a little bit smaller, more classic suburban homes. You're gonna have homes that have gated portions of the community. You're gonna have the view homes. You're actually gonna have one strip of townhomes as well, kind of on the edge of the community that are pretty new. But when we're looking at it on a grand scale, most of the community is gonna be these parade style, massive homes on these huge lots, really what you would define luxury as. And then in Spurwing Greens and then Spurwing Heights, you're gonna have a little bit more of that classic suburban feel that you're gonna see in a lot more of the communities here. And then finally, I wanna talk about some of the things that really draw people to the community. So my in-laws, both my wife's parents, as well as my brother and sister-in-law, they live here in the community. And a big portion of this is they love the community aspect. When I'm talking about community, sometimes it's hard to actually get to know your neighbors and really build that community, as much as I want to stop using that word for every sentence, in your actual neighborhood. Well, here in Spurwing, because of the country club, because of the golf, all of that, you actually get to know your neighbors. And for example, they have all these really cool events that aren't even sponsored by the club. One of them's called their Oh Shit Tourney. So this is where the different kind of neighborhoods, they all have this big golf tourney. So it'll be people from the estates against people from the greens, against people from the heights, and they kind of lingle it down based off what their roof is. So once a year, they actually do a weekend long kind of tournament where different people from different neighborhoods all compete. They have a trophy, they have a plaque at the end of it, but then they also have a massive party where people get together and they actually enjoy their company. And really it's a big celebration. And this is just one of the examples that happens throughout the year. And then when we're talking about location, being here in Northwest Meridian, you all know I love this part of town. This is where some of the best schools are gonna be. You're gonna have Costco, Walmart, Fred Meyer, Winco. You're gonna have a ton of the new restaurants, new dining and kind of shopping options popping up off of 10 Mile and Linder. This is a great place to be, and it's where a lot of the kind of development is going. Now that it's been built out and you have a lot of the communities, you're gonna have a lot of those more service-related options. All right, but enough context about the neighborhood and all of the great things that it has to offer. Now I'm gonna hop into a little bit of a screen share. We're gonna try this a little bit differently than some of the other neighborhood tours that I have, since this one isn't fully new construction and people are still living in these homes and a lot of them are that higher price point. I don't wanna take their time and actually show you the inside of how they do their life through video. So we're gonna respect their privacy a little bit, but I'm still gonna show you through a screen share some of the listings that are currently on the market or some of the ones that have sold here recently. So we're gonna go through a few right now. So hopping into the computer, before I show you those listings, because we're actually just gonna go through about 3 or 4 of them in the MLS that are currently listed right now to give you a little bit of a taste of what these different sections and like the different price points that I talked about can actually get you. But I wanted to give just a little bit more context now that we have a map in front of us of what we're talking about when we talk about Spurwing. So Spurwing itself is going to be kind of starting here on Black Cat. It's going to follow Chinden for the most part. And then it's going to kind of start right here with this little tail and then the rim on the top. Down here, you're going to see that homes kind of like go up this way. As you head down Island Green here, you're going to have Primary Health, the doctor, and then you're going to have a car wash, Del Taco. You're going to have a Teriyaki Madness, liquor store, everything like that right there. And that's where that commercial kind of starts, but we're going to get there in a second. Here in Spurwing, when I mentioned the different like sections or boroughs or neighborhoods inside the neighborhood, however you want to term that, Spurwing Heights, the Greens, the Reserve, the Rim, everything, you're going to see those kind of all intermixed. So here we're going to have roughly Spurwing Heights. You're going to have the Rim up here. The Greens is kind of this section here. You're going to have Reserve that if you kind of take Old Gold, that'll go up. All of this is still Spurwing. So no matter what, if you're looking at the Challenge Estates, if you're looking at the Acres, if you're looking at any part that says Spurwing, it's going to be Spurwing. So when we come over here to the criteria, you'll see when I had to pull up all of these different sections of Spurwing. All that this was is over the 20, 25 years that this has all been developed since around 2000, they did it section by section. The main thing is in each of those areas, there's going to be a little bit different characteristics. So that Oh Shit tournament that I talked about, they break that up based off of what kind of roof it is. So certain areas use tile roofs, certain areas use more of the architectural style roofs. Others just did basic shingles. Those are the way that they kind of split it up. So they have some fun with it, but for the most part, I wouldn't get too bogged down with, do we want to be in Spurwing Olive Tree or do we want to be in Spurwing Greens? If you like Spurwing, what we will do from there is we'll figure out what kind of home do you want, and that's what will narrow you in. If you want a big acre, big home site, you're going to be in different parts than if you didn't really care about that and you're a little bit more budget conscious, or you just want to be closer to the edge of the neighborhood, the pool, whatever. That might put you in the greens. Whatever it is, don't worry too much. If you like Spurwing, we figure out what kind of home you like, and that'll push you into the right kind of subsection. As we come out, you're going to see here, you are in really close proximity to a lot of cool things. So right across the way, this is still Spurwing up here at the top of your screen. You're going to have Dutch Bros. You're going to have a Costco, Cafe Rio. You're going to have a Burger King. There's a new cool chicken place, Slim Chickens. Then Walmart is right down the road with Panda. It's going to have a Starbucks. You're going to just have a few more restaurants and such kind of here, but the main area is going to be right here on Linder. So Spurwing right here ends on 3 Lakes, these homes here. As it comes in, you're going to have your primary health, which is an urgent care, kind of primary care physician office. They are all over our town. That's going to be something you're going to see a lot of. You're going to have an oil change place. You're going to have a car wash, Del Taco. There's a little teriyaki madness in here. As you go across, this is going to be that Linder and Chinden that I've talked about past on the channel. The video I mentioned earlier is this area. So you're going to have a few more restaurants. You're going to have a bank. You're going to have another car wash. You're going to have, again, more restaurants over here. This is going to be really where you can go and get your haircut. All of this is kind of that retail, commercial services area. Over on this part of it, on this corner of the intersection, you're going to have Orchard Park. This is growing pretty quickly. So Olive Gardens here, you're going to have a Chipotle. You're going to have Winco, kind of more the budget-friendly grocery store. You're going to have Giggy D's, I think it's called. It's brand new. It's a bar sports grill. You're going to have Biscuit and Hogs coming in. The new library is back here. All sorts of really cool stuff right here. So you are just right outside of your neighborhood. This is where you're going to spend a lot of time, and you're not having to traverse traffic, commutes, anything like that. Right now, I just want to show you a few, and again, break it out based off the different kind of price points and stuff that you could see. So this first one that we're going to look at, this is in Spurwing Heights. So again, on that newer side of the community, built in 2019. It's a 2,400 square foot home priced at $750,000. It's on a standard suburban lot. As we click through a few of the photos, you're going to see it's on that corner lot. So you're going to have that nice mature landscaping, 3-car garage. This is a Biltmore build for those of you that are familiar with the builder. You're going to have Bosch appliances, custom cabinetry, the 2-tone cabinets, quartz countertops, big windows. You're going to have the wood trim around all of those windows. You're going to have a dedicated pantry in the back, vaulted ceiling with the beam, big fireplace. Backsplash goes all the way up to your cabinets and your hood, which is again custom, not just the basic metal one. As we kind of click through here, you're going to see a ton. Boom, boom. In the entryway, some of these finishes, you're going to have tile in your powder bath. You're going to have the nice custom woodwork, millwork kind of on the walls and such. Again, I know I say this a lot. Whenever you're in this more luxury price point, you want things that make your home stand out. You want it to be a little bit more unique. You don't just want it to be every other home. So not having just drywall everywhere. Just gives that home that elevated touch. Master bedroom's huge, has the crown molding at the top. As you can see here, you got tile, you've got the 2 separate vanities, separate tub and shower. Let's go ahead and click through these a little quicker. You're going to have a bonus room upstairs for this one. So a little loft with a couple of your guest bedrooms. And then outside, you're going to get a big covered patio. Again, you're on the corner. So you're going to have the see-through kind of wrought iron fence on that side. You're going to have the privacy fences on the others. And then I wanted to show you, because they took some good pictures of the community itself. So this is in Spurwing Heights. So the common area, the kind of picnic, section, I guess. I cannot think of what the word would be for that. The picnic pad, whatever. In Spurwing Heights, so this one right here, you're going to have this kind of gathering space. You're going to have big green space over here, little park and playground, big lake. This is the club itself. So this is actually Spurwing Country Club. So this is where you're going to find the restaurant, the clubhouse, the meeting rooms, everything kind of along those lines. This is the big pool next to the club. So you're going to have the fitness center back here. And then this is the tennis courts, everything like that. So the video that I filmed to give you, again, a little context was right here. I basically was just walking back and forth on this line. So this is what overall Spurwing is going to offer you. And again, that's kind of the first example. So 750,000, 2,400 square foot, nothing astronomical anywhere, but it's a really good level home. And where it really comes down to what we see people do a lot is, if you could have a home like this in Spurwing versus another home that might be 700, 725,000 in a different neighborhood, people are going to flock here because of the added amenities, the added appeal. So if it's a community that you want and you want that kind of extra amenity feel, Spurwing is going to be something to look at. If this isn't what you're looking for and you're like, I don't care about the golf, I don't care about the pool, I want my HOA dues to be as low as possible, I want to get as much bang for my buck, potentially another community, you could get just a little bit more home for the same price, if that makes sense. All right, so going into the second one, this one's going to be a little bit similar, but this one's in Spurwing Greens. So I mentioned earlier, Greens and Heights are going to have a little bit more of that classic suburban feel than other parts of Spurwing. Spurwing Greens was built back in around 2013 to 2015. You're going to see it's going to have a little bit more of that mature landscaping. This home has the 3-car garage, same custom millwork. It's going to have a really cool ceiling in the living room. You're going to have the big fireplace with the built-ins, crown molding, cabinets still going full height. You're going to have the glass doors at the top, backsplash. As we cycle through, you're going to see your pantry, big master bedroom with the tray ceiling with the crown molding, so just a little bit higher. You're going to have the 2 separate vanities. You're going to have the separate tub shower again. This one's actually going to have a makeup vanity kind of in the back corner. You're going to have hardwood floors all the way throughout. Granite, quartz countertops. Granite countertops, excuse me, not granite and quartz. Laundry room's going to have your cabinets, custom cabinetry throughout. This is your garage. So you're going to have a 3-car garage, but you're going to have this tandem kind of area in the back. So it's going to feel even bigger, big covered patio. You get the point. This one is 2,700 square feet, just under, and it's going to be 850,000. So this one's going to be about 100 grand higher than the last one, but you're getting about, what is that, 300 square feet more. Single levels in our area always carry a little bit of a premium. So that's kind of where you're going to see the difference there. This one is currently contingent. So contingent basically means they accepted an offer, but the person that made the offer still needs to sell their home. To protect the seller, a lot of times you'll get it negotiated where, hey, we can continue to market it as contingent. So if somebody wanted to come in who doesn't have that sale contingency, they can kind of jump up. There's something called a bump clause. Don't need to get into that minutia for you. But this one, 1.184. It's a 2,700 square foot home, 3-bed, 2.5 bath. This one was built in 2021. But the big thing here is it's on 1/3 of an acre. So we're going to be in Olive Tree, that portion of the neighborhood. So Olive Tree is going to be here kind of as you enter into the neighborhood, if that'll let me do in. The country club itself is roughly here. This is where the greens is going to be, the Heights back here, the rim. This one's going to be kind of right as you come in, you can kind of cycle around and then it brings you back into this area. Come on. Here we go. So Shadow Mountain builds a really good home. So you're going to see the nice masonry. You're going to see the really cool roof. It's not the basic shingles. You're going to have, again, really good landscaping, massive covered patio. You're going to have crown molding in your living room. You're going to have a big fireplace. You're not going to have hardwood floors all the way throughout. So they chose to keep this as carpet to kind of delineate the space a little bit. Big built-ins. I like the dark colors. I think that we definitely got gray and whited out there for a little bit. So I like the richness and the kind of traditional feel that it gives while still having that modern kind of exterior. Cabinets going all the way up. Again, custom cabinetry, backsplash. You're going to have your gas cooktop. You're going to have your double ovens over there. These ones are going to be, it looks like Thermador appliances. So again, Bosch and Thermador, same company, but Thermador is just a little bit of their nicer brand, a little bit more features. So they added in just a little bit more. You're going to have the nice matte quartz countertops, shiny quartz countertops on this side for cleaning. As we kind of click through, That pantry is absolutely massive. You're going to see your big dining room with all of your windows. This is going to be your master bedroom with some cool lights up in your tray ceiling. Again, a ton of windows going out to that massive lot that you would have. Private access out to your back patio. Dual vanity, separate tub, shower. This one's going to have a little bit more of those designer finishes, but a lot of times this will feel a little bit nicer and a little bit more better styled, if that's the right term, just purely because it's new. So we've looked at one that was about 2013, I believe. We've looked at one that was a 2018, and then this one's going to be 2021. So you're just going to continue to get newer. All right, and then the last thing that I wanted to show you in this one, once we get out there, is again, big covered patio, but the lot. So a third of an acre compared to that 0.18-ish, you're gonna have about double the space. This one backs up to the golf course. So there's an actual dry tee right there. So if you're looking for that actual golf course community feel, Olive Tree is a good portion to look at because you're going to have this gated portion. Everything about it is luxury. It's going to be a little bit of that higher price point, but you're going to get a lot of that. Again, the beautiful finishes, like they say in the first sentence, beautiful finishes on one of the Valley's most elite private golf course communities. And then the last one that I want to walk you through is this guy, just purely because this shows the very different side of Spurwing. So this is one of the first homes that was built, 2001. So it's a little bit older. 2.35 million is what it's currently listed at. It's a 7-bed, 6.5 bath, 7,300 square foot home on over an acre. So this is a very different feel than the first one we saw of 2,300 square feet, and it's on about a 0.17 acre. Very, very different feel. When we click through the pictures, you're going to see that it is an older home. So it has a little bit more of that dated style, which some people really love, that traditional feel. Again, it's that richness, the stone everywhere. It's not just white all the time. As you're kicking through, you're going to see nice tile backsplash all the way up. Gorgeous fireplace, big windows, massive master bedroom, fireplace in the master bedroom, in the living room, as well as the master bathroom. Separate tub shower, big walk-in closet. This is going to be your first guest bedroom. This is going out to that, again, that massive lot that you have. This is actually an ensuite as well with a small walk-in closet. So as I kind of click through, I think you're going to see that it has that little bit older but very high-end luxury home feel. They use really high quality materials, everything like that. If it's not quite your style, but you want that acre, you want that big lot, and you want that really big home, that's where a home like this is available to you in Spurwing. But there's also going to be homes on these massive lots that were built in 2015 or so. And those are going to feel a little bit newer, a little bit more shiny, maybe the finishes that you're looking for. But the big part of all of this, and part of why Spurwing is so desirable, is there's only so many homes available. So if you're able to snag one, that's where people really will jump at the opportunity. So let's go outside. You're going to see the massive covered patio with the outdoor kitchen, and then the big private lot. You're going to have the big garage. Absolutely gorgeous home. Okay, and there you have it. That's going to be Spurwing and a full community tour. Like I said at the beginning, this is one of the most coveted communities in all of Boise, Idaho. So if you have any questions about this community, luxury living here in Boise, or really just anything about the area, all of my information is down in the description below. I would love to figure out a way to help you answer at least one more question about living here in the Boise, Idaho area. But until then, I will see you all on the next one.